idea behind sexual harassment is manipulating a position of power.
Lawyers for former county supervisor Nathan Fletcher wanted his accuser's sexual harassment lawsuit thrown out on the basis that his relationship with Grecia Figueroa, a now former public relations specialist with MTS, was consensual. At the time of the alleged affair in 2022, Fletcher was the chair of the MTS board.
There is no argument that there's any evidence that Mr. Fletcher intended to cause Ms. Figueroa emotional distress.
Last month, Figueroa dropped her claims in the lawsuit that Fletcher had sexually assaulted and battered her inside an MTS boardroom. Fletcher's attorneys argue text messages prove the relationship was consensual.
I have a real hard time understanding how we can look at the text and say, oh yes, Mr. Fletcher intended to cause her emotional distress when he's receiving text messages and DMs from her that make it clear that she's inviting this.
A claim Figueroa's attorney disputes.
There's plenty of texts where Miss Figueroa was texting her friend Raiden about how she was so upset at work that he was there, that she was constantly having to interact with him, that she was fearing coming into work, that she wanted him to leave her alone. And these facts clearly show that she was not interested in him continuing to do this.
Figueroa also is suing MTS, claiming wrongful termination. In the end, the judge ruled the lawsuit can go to a jury on the remaining causes of action, including sexual harassment, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and economic interference.
The part of this case does really go to whether or not the texts are so profoundly proving the consent and thus that the behavior was in fact not unwanted.
This lawsuit's been going for almost 2 years now. A trial date had been set for next month, but that got vacated. All the parties will be back in court next week to set a new trial date. At the Hall of Justice, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.